There we are. Hello. Hi. It's a Friday here in the Full Court Press. Fun times in the studio here. I hope your Friday's been as good as ours.
Maybe I should have just stayed home.
It's good stuff. Thanks for being here with us. Thank you for your patience.
If you're still here
with us.
you might.
Thank you. Sorry.
Oh, son of
Yeah, it's a little loud there, isn't it?
Yeah. God, Eric's Bill Belichick voice like full blast in my ear.
Yeah.
Okay, that's better.
Wow. Okay, so a couple different things to talk about today. We're going to recap a few things going on in spring sports. We've got some scores. We got some outcomes. Ajay was out calling a game earlier today that kind of exciting. We got some calls yesterday about Ajay's broadcast. We'll get into that in a minute.
Wait, are you serious? That's not good, dude.
Yeah. We'll talk about the Utah Jazz. They're in action tonight, and somebody we haven't seen for a while will be on the court for the Jazz. What does that mean for what they're trying to accomplish in these last two games of the regular season? And just a general playoff picture, as it's still, we're just a couple days away from the end of the regular season, and there's still a lot of moving pieces that could be in play here, which one more reason why I think the play-in tournament is working like we thought it could work. It's still producing drama at the end of the regular season. And then there's some news about Utah State basketball. We've had some question about how many players are really on the roster compared to how many what do you call it? Scholarships are available. That's what they're called, scholarships. So maybe a little bit more clarity coming out today. But Ajay, first I want to start with you. How was your day? You got to go call a baseball game today.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was better than yesterday. I'll tell you that. It's hard. I don't know how Klauke does it. I mean, I've produced games for him where his team's lost 20-0, and he's able to just plow right through, and whatever. I'm sitting there, and it's 17-3, and I've told all my stories, and I've used up everything, and we're only in the fifth inning. This game's already 2 hours and 13 minutes long, so I'm cooked. Mercifully, the game ended, so I'm coming in today, I'm like, just please keep it under 10, and we're good. Keep it under 14 runs, we're definitely all right. And all of a sudden, we're in the ninth inning of a tie ball game, and Ridgeline's up to bat, and that was a heck of a ball game. That was really well played. Uinta had their chances too. They're 2 outs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. I think Evan Webb's up to bat, and they have a man on second and third, and it's a ground ball. It's a ground ball to the first baseman, Carson Murray, who had a horrific day yesterday for Uinta. He took the loss by giving up 5 runs. He had 2 errors, and he struck out 3 times. Well, today he has a ground ball that comes right towards him, and he just botches it. I mean, he botches it with his glove. Rolls into right field. 1 run scores to tie the ball game. The winning run comes around and is thrown out at home. So we're tied again. I mean, Uinta had so many chances to win that thing, and give a lot of credit to Ridgeline for just finding different ways to stay in it and then to win the ball game. I'll tell you this. If Uinta and Ridgeline go to a game 3, Uinta's winning it. I'm so dead confident on that. And so Ridgeline was very, very, not grateful and happy, but relieved as well that they were able to win game 2, because I don't know if they would have made it past game 3.
We'll update you on other scores throughout Region 11, what they're doing in the 4A baseball playoffs, softball playoffs getting underway this afternoon as well. 435-339-0321 if you want to weigh in on the Guild Mortgage text line. And Ajay, yesterday we did get a call or two from some Ridgeline fans saying that you were being too much of a homer for the Uinta.
Oh, it was?
Utes. Yeah.
Yeah, because I tried to really favor Ridgeline when I was calling the game for 104.5 News Talk KVEL in Uinta. Oh, wait, that's Uinta, huh? Oh, I wonder. Yeah, maybe that's a problem. Is because I was calling the game on Uinta's radio station. Come on, people, wake up. This isn't hard. I mean, I don't mean to sound like a jerk, but I just went and called 2 baseball games on the radio for the first time in my life, and then I have to hear about how you guys think I was a homer. Are you serious? Like, okay, that caller, you need to turn in your phone to your service and never pick up a phone ever again. Are you being serious? You suck. You suck so bad. Are you serious? I hate you.
I tried
you
to
hate
play
you.
it straight.
Are you? I hate you so bad.
We conspired yesterday on the Full Court Press, knowing that you were gone.
Well, I can see
and you would
these
not be able
texts.
to hear. I wanted to get to it before you scrolled through too many of the texts.
7994. Baseball on TV is like Ajay on the radio. A lot of talk with little information and overall boring. Baseball TV is probably better because at least they can pronounce words correctly. Joke on Ajay. George Niang called into the show because he heard about the bet. He requested Ajay come to the Jazz playoff game to show off the highlight reel. Let's see. 8003 is an angel. I think you guys should just leave Ajay alone. We don't want no trouble, do we? Oh, if it's just a prank, go ahead, Kate. You know what? Never mind. Take that back. Okay, we'll forget that idea.
Yeah,
dude,
we did not receive any phone calls
I
during the
hate
show.
you guys. Are you serious?
Complaining about
you
how
know, Eric, I go
how
and I do
biased you
you
were.
a favor. Okay, I do you a major solid.
You didn't do me a favor.
Here you and AJ are conspiring again. Why'd you go after Mr. Big Phil's here? Huh?
I'm too easy of a target.
You are. Hey, by the way,
he was at the hospital.
Shot,
I'm not gonna
shooting
go after
fish in a
somebody who's at the
barrel.
hospital.
Don't put the pity card on this one. Don't you dare put the pity card on this.
Please don't
Okay,
hurt me, Ajay.
though, you know what? I got a gripe for you there,
Oh, boy.
intern.
All right,
here
here
he
we go.
is. Hey,
Get
you
ready.
guys' handwriting sucks. I pull out the pick six sheet.
What's wrong
and
with
I
my
look at it,
handwriting?
And I'm like,
There's
did he-
nothing wrong.
Did he write this with his opposite hand, or is he really that
Do you know
bad?
how hard it is to get over? Okay, well, I'm trying
what?
to write your
the letter
illegible
Y?
stuff over
Your
here,
letter
while
Y
over here,
looks like the letter
I'm like,
X.
not-
Your R looks like a V. Your A looks like a calligraphy European letter. I don't even know what it is.
Stop it. Get some help.
Oh, and then you're not even rolling on the first hour. So I go in there and I'm like, Cody wasn't rolling on the first. And then our board freezes. And so then we're just. So, Cody, you know what? Thank you for going to your other job and leaving us in an absolute fire of a situation. We appreciate it.
I gotta get. Yeah, I know. You're welcome. I'm here all week. You're welcome.
Before I pin the big bucks.
That's why we get. Yeah, that's
Why
why
are
I
you
get
beating
the
up
big
on the
bucks.
intern?
Oh, why did you pull a prank on me like that? That wasn't nice.
I feel like I'm.
Your reaction. You were getting fired up
I
there.
was pissed, dude. I was not.
I
happy.
go and call 2 games.
No one respects me.
I'm calling him for the Vernal people.
Let's see, 2305. Thank you for getting us on track. Anything new on the USU basketball recruiting, and is there any spots on the roster? No, they're full.
So they were a little overfull. And,
Hey, have you heard anything on the
well,
announcement?
Brian Phillips on Twitter
Oh, jeez.
saying that Liam McChesney has entered the transfer portal.
Here's the, and do you know what? I like.
So that gets Utah State to its full allotment.
So here's the thing on Liam, and I like Liam a lot. He couldn't stay healthy. He had a leg injury, then he sprained his ankle in just spring and just kind of workouts. Just couldn't stay healthy, and that's too bad. I feel bad. But we are loaded in the guard lineup. We're loaded, so maybe he'll find somewhere else to be able to play and get a chance to get some minutes.
Well, he wouldn't play as a guard. He'd play as a forward.
It depends where he's at, man. It
He's so
depends where he's
tall.
at. I mean, you okay? Well, okay. So it's a 3-positional forward then. I guess it's a small forward.
Yeah.
But in Ryan Odom's positionless basketball, I mean, Liam's maybe playing a guard spot somewhere, and he's just too scrawny to play forward. He's not big enough. He would get just absolutely mauled.
He
by
would
some
need
of
to put
these
on
Mountain West guys.
Yeah, he would need to put on a lot more weight, a lot more muscle to be a regular rotation guy. I agree with that. And our hope was that he would spend his off season in his rehab, putting on some weight and hitting the gym. But apparently that's not going to happen.
Huh.
So it's too bad. But yeah, it looks like that puts the Utah State number of scholarships available
Puts it down to 13
to where it should be at 13. Hopefully that removes all the drama and all the wonder and everything, just move forward. I mean, isn't the portal window like closing here like very soon?
Yep. That's why it was kind of weird. That's why it kind of threw me off, actually. When I was looking at the rest, I'm like, we got 14 spots. You look at the portal calendar, and I think we're like a week away, aren't we? Close to a week? Maybe 2 weeks away. And here we are. And Liam's in the portal. He's a good ball player, but man, there's still a lot of kids in that portal. And some who have played Division I college minutes already.
At this point, yeah, there's not very many places they can go of note, of real note. But yeah, hopefully he finds a landing spot that suits him, and it works out okay for him. But I like where Utah State is at with this new coaching staff, with the players that are there, with some new players that are coming in, the transfers from UMBC and from the University of Utah. I think it's going to be a really interesting combination for Coach Odom to get going in his first year.
Yeah, it's going to be quite the situation too. So now Liam's gone, and we've talked about this before, but you take out the starting lineup because you pretty much know who it's going to be, and you look up the backup positions and where that's going to be at. You know, Shimon's Apollo still there. Trevin Dorius, Brendan Horvath will probably start. Bean will start, of course. So then you've got, your guard situation was what? Ashworth, Shulga, Bairstow. Missing anybody else on the guard line? Oh, Rock.
He'd probably be a starter, I would think.
Miller? Is he starting?
I would think that he would.
Okay, so your starting lineup is what?
Rylan Jones.
Yep.
Rock.
Okay.
Miller.
Yep.
Bean
and Horvath.
And Horvath. That's be my guess.
That's a pretty good guess.
I'd put money on it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good guess.
But who backs up Brock Miller?
That's what I was just trying to think.
Does Bairstow try to move into that position?
Bairstow would be a good fit if he can get his crap together. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm being serious. If he needs to get himself mentally right, and he needs to come out and play better basketball than he did last year because he was not good at all last year. He needs to be better. So if he wants those minutes, he needs to prove it.
He's got the physical attributes, just needs to get the head a little bit dialed in.
And Odom likes him. Odom likes his size, his width, his
length.
Length. He's got great IQ. He's a very smart player. Very smart. Just needs to hone in on his focus with being at basketball. School and basketball. Nothing outside of that. I think there was a little bit too many distractions last year. And if I'll try to put this as vague as possible, but those distractions are now gone, which is good. Really good.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. Leon texted into the show. This is kind of going along the same lines of what we've been going about. What are your thoughts on the 13 people on scholarship? Can he come back not under scholarship if he doesn't get taken by some other school, in reference to Liam?
Yeah, no, well, yeah, actually, he could come back not under scholarship, but if you leave a scholarship,
I don't know why you do that.
Yeah, I don't know why you turn around and come back and not be under scholarship. That would be...
Stay at the same place you are. You just
might be first.
Give up your scholarship?
Except you just now are paying for all your school instead of getting all your school paid for.
I know how that is.
Well,
you
try to go to UMBC. It didn't work. Now you're back here at Utah State. You learned. Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry. 2305 just asked, who exactly are the new guys? Can you recap really quickly?
Yeah, no worries at all. So we'll come back to 9315 on the 13 people on scholarship.
Sure.
Let's dance to the new guys on the squad. Horvath is 6'10". The question was, is Bean and him going to fit on the court at the same time with their styles? And they watched film, they looked at it, and they said, yeah, absolutely we can fit. We're going to make this work.
Horvath is kind of a larger version of Bean.
Yes, that is a great way to put it, actually. Almost a twin, just bigger.
Yeah.
And he is extremely athletic and can shoot well from the perimeter, too.
And he can handle the ball.
Yep.
So he's a transfer from UMBC following Coach Odom. He's a grad transfer. So he's been he was 4 years with the Retrievers, improved every year there. And now he'll be bringing his talents to Logan. He's not the only player coming. The other one is Ajay Adelrock. He's a 6'3" guard, more of a scoring guard than a point guard. But he was averaging about 18 points a game.
Yep.
So a guard that can really create for himself.
You will not see a lot of assist numbers under his stat line. Don't expect to see that. He's a playmaker. He is a scorer, like a legit scorer. When I say legit, that's what he focuses on. He doesn't focus on distributing the ball. He looks to create and be a playmaker and get to the hoop and score a bucket, which is what we've needed last season, right? Especially when, how many 3.5, 5-minute drafts did we go through in the season against good defensive teams without a legit scorer like Sam Merrill? And Rock, I think, helps fill that vacancy.
So those are the two guys that followed Coach Odom from UMBC. Then we got a few other transfers from Utah. Rylan Jones, notably, the point guard who played his freshman year at Logan High before his dad joined the coaching staff at Utah with Coach Kristoviak. And Rylan Jones then went to high school at Olympus High. Had a great freshman year at Utah. Had a shoulder injury his sophomore season, not quite as effective, but is transferring to Utah State and will have 2 years to play at USU. And then there's another kid from the Netherlands, and his name is escaping me, Ajay.
Yeah, is it Thielsen or Thielsen?
Norbert
Thielsen?
Thielsen. Yeah.
6'7".
Yeah, monster.
Didn't play for Utah last year. Played internationally in EuroLeague U18, or was it U20?
No, it was I don't know, actually.
I can't remember which. But in 8 games in international tournament, he played well. It looked like he had some good numbers offensively, also chasing down rebounds. Looks like a good swing player. So still not a whole lot known about him because we haven't seen a ton of film on him.
Yeah. So, and then is there one more, or am I missing anybody else?
No, it's that kid from Maine.
Well, then there's the high school recruit from Maine.
Yeah.
Who is a native of Bahrain, but they like his length and athleticism, still kind of a raw talent, but they feel kind of excited about the ability to mold him into a dynamic player under Coach Odom.
By the way, have you seen or have you listened to Andy Katz with Ryan Odom?
No, I haven't.
That is it's on the USU Men's Hoops Twitter account. That is a phenomenal interview. And the thing about Ryan Odom is it's a different style. You know this than Craig Smith. Like Craig Smith had so much energy and so much, it came out loud and it came out exciting. And, he would extend that answer for, a 20-second question into a 5-minute answer. Ryan's a little bit different. There's not as that exuberance and such. It's almost a quiet voice, but he answers the question with a great story, great detail, and then it's done. As soon as he answers the question, you don't need to give any more to the answer. We're good. He's so great at answering questions, and this interview with Andy Katz is great. And everybody knows his dad, Coach Odom's dad, was the coach at Wake Forest. He coached Tim Duncan. He coached Chris Paul. His brother's a scout for the Utah Jazz. In fact, when I had a chance to chat with Odom just before the football scrimmage, he was, talking about how his dad came to the practice, and his dad's retired now, so you're kind of like, all right, Dad, just kind of sit back, relax, watch the practice, enjoy it. Instead, his dad's out there on the court, and he goes, hold on. Okay, you, big man, right here, you go on this side of the line. You, go on this side of the line. All right, Ashworth, when you have the ball and you're going through the screen, what are you doing here? Well, I'm going here. No. Listen, try it again. He's just coaching away. And Odom's kind of like, all right, cool. He just is so, and he's from a coaching background tree, really good coaching background tree. He used to be a ball boy for the opposing teams in the ACC. So Michael Jordan, North Carolina, Ralph Sampson, Virginia. He's been around the game his whole life, and he's got great stories. He tells them in a really wonderful way, a really humble way too. If you have a chance, go to the USU Men's Hoops Twitter account, or I might be on UtahStateAggies.com too. But the interview with Andy Katz is just so much fun, and it's really educational about like his coaching background and how he's came to where he's at.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, very cool. 435-339-0321. If you want to join us on the Guild Mortgage text line.
Sorry, so I kind of going back on to 9315, the thoughts on the 13 people who are on scholarship. I like it. You got Bean, Miller, Ashworth, Shulga, Zapata, returning. Am I missing anybody else on the returning side?
Dorius.
Yeah, thank you. Is the other one who's on scholarship. That was Craig Smith's parting gift to Dorius as he was taken off. But yeah, I like what we got coming back. I honestly do. I still am a little bit bummed out about Raleigh, but I think Ryland Jones coming here, like, puts the Band-Aid on that. Like, it's almost a permanent Band-Aid too because it's Ryland Jones. And you know what you're going to get out of Ryland. He's a really good ball player. He's a great playmaker at the guard position. Kind of like an Ashworth, but I think can create really well at the rim. So I'm excited to see what Ryland brings to the team. And I know Coach Odom is very excited about it as well.
Yeah.
Anybody you like? I mean, in regards to with the mixture of new guys coming in with return guys.
I guess the only thing that kind of jumps out to me is there another shooter in that mix?
Oh yeah.
Is there just a spot up shooter? If Brock Miller goes down, if they need somebody else to come in and be a shooter.
Good. Shulga or no?
Maybe. I know Ashworth can do it, but he's a little bit smaller, so I want someone at a little bit bigger size.
By the way, I'm really glad Shulga's coming back because he brings so much confidence and he has so much swag. I really am excited about Shulga being back here. I think that's going to be a great addition for the team. Again, you add a little bit of it spreads the court, and hopefully Brock Miller will be able to get healthy again and get back to his vintage Brock Miller ways where he's shooting well, because that was kind of an issue last year. But again, dealing with a horrible back and then trying to play a basketball game is just really, really tough. So hopefully Brock's feeling better, and we'll have a good shooting team, and not to mention have some size underneath. Again, no Namish Keta. Obviously, he goes pro, but I still think that Horvath and Bean can do the job. So,
yeah, the roster is what it is now.
Yeah, now it's pretty much set in stone. Yep.
Right, and now it's how does this coaching staff work with them, with the veterans that are there, the older transfers that are coming in, the newer players, how they mesh. And how they're going to run through conference play. It'll be a tough Mountain West Conference.
It will be. But look, I'm going to trust the guy who gets text messages on a daily basis from Quinn Snyder. And they're like paragraph-long texts. Talking about, hey, what do you think about this offensive idea? Hey, what do you think about this? Hey, look, I was just thinking last night about this offensive idea. That's all right with that.
That's pretty special.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we might be all right there in that regard. What do you got there? Oh, wait, 1570. Do you think Kettle will get drafted? And if so, where do you think he will go? I do think he gets drafted late second round.
Yeah, he's not a first rounder. I think he'll go second round. Where he'll go, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is in the second round, it's all topsy-turvy because teams can make trades, flip up and down, go up, move down. It's, yeah.
I think that there's...
Where does he fit? I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think there's been a little bit of a shifting of I don't know what the right term is, but philosophy in the NBA. That may not be the right term, but where a guy like Keta, like 20 years ago,
in the 1990s and 2000,
he would have been
golden.
Right, he would have been a lottery pick. And then it shifted, and if you can't shoot a 3-point shot, then we probably don't want you. But I think it's starting to come back a little bit because of Rudy Gobert, Clint Capella. There's some good big men in the league that are they run rim to rim really well, block shots, change teams, because it's either a 3-point shot or at the rim, and if you don't have a rim protector, that's really going to hurt you. So I think that Keta does get on an NBA squad. I think that teams will like what he does, and he does have some offensive skill set as well, not just his defensive prowess and his agility. I think that he could use more muscle on his frame as well, but I I think that teams would like to have a guy like Nimiketa on their roster because they want a rim protector. Guy who can do pick and roll, guy who can pass out of situations.
And Keta's got that ability. He really does.
There were a lot of games he led the team in assists because a lot of inside-out stuff.
Yeah, he was really good with his passing game. The pick and roll he's gotten better at. I don't know if it's NBA worthy yet. I think there's still a long ways to go in that regard, but I think it's getting there. And so, I think he does get drafted. I think he's a second-round pick, and maybe late second-round pick, actually. But I think he'll get his name called, which is 2 years in a row, 2 Aggies getting drafted. I'm okay with.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. It's awesome. All right, we're going to take a timeout here on the Full Court Press. We'd love to get more feedback from you on the Guild Mortgage text line, 435-339-0321. What are you looking for this weekend? The last couple of games in the NBA, Utah Jazz have a couple of games left. There is going to be a new player on the floor for the Jazz, likely. What kind of an impact will he have? And, kind of look at these last couple of games and what's on the line, because there's a lot of positions in both the East and the West Coast, Eastern Conference and the Western Conference, that could still be moved over these last few days. So a lot of movement still at play. So we'll talk about that coming up on the Full Court Press.
There's a lot of strain on various industries right now. Supplies stretched thin as demand is at an all-time high. If you are building or remodeling and are looking for ideas for stone to face your home, it's crazy. Coldwater Stone in Tremont and Castellite and Logan want to take that frustration and challenge away from you. They are a local homegrown business with stone products made by Coldwater and sold by Castellite. Stop in and make your choice today for brick, block, rock, paver, and tile. Go where the pros go. Online at Castellite.com.
Here's Chad, the lawn doctor, with a tip for your lawn.
Just a couple tips for this summer for a healthier lawn. Raise your lawnmower blade a notch or two. Longer grass helps conserve water and fight against stress. Double check your sprinkler coverage and watering times. Then call the lawn doctor to put down a grub preventative and to try our popular new 2-service soil enrichment program.
Fertilizer, weed, and pest control. Call the lawn doctor at 753-LAWN or go to LawnDoctorCashValley.com.
Hey, how you doing? We all know how it can be to go to the wrong place for car repair.
Lights on again. Can you believe this? Unbelievable.
So don't risk it. Get no credit financing to meet your needs. Only at AA MCO. We all know how it can be to go to the wrong place for transmission repair.
Guy and his cheap transmission fluid.
Get no credit financing to meet your needs. Only at AA MCO.
Find your Logan Amco dealer at 75 East, 20th North. Call 752-1940.
Ladies, do you have your men's ring yet? We know that he got you the perfect ring, so let's get him one that will show how much you care, such as a one-of-a-kind Damascus steel, his choice of camo, or an exquisite redwood inlay. And if you really want something out of this world, come check out our meteorite rings. For the largest selection of unique men's rings, make it special, make it Jarek's at 930 North Main in Logan.
Jarek's Fine Jewelry. Make it special, make it Jarek's.
It's the Full Court Press with Eric Frandsen and Ajay Salvesen.
And now, some words of wisdom from Ajay Salvesen.
Let me teach you something, okay? In the business world, when something goes wrong, you just blame the intern. It doesn't matter if they've been there or not. You just blame the intern. When the intern gets back the next day, you chew him out, you make him cry, and then you give him a donut, and everything's all right.
These have been words of wisdom from Ajay Salvesen.
Weekdays from 4 to 6 on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Interviews, analysis, and a little bit of fun mixed in. The Full Court Press on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan.
All right, so Ajay and I were putting our heads together, and we're missing somebody. Why don't you pull up to see just who was on the roster last year?
Okay. That's what I did. All right. Oh, wait. Do you have Bear still on there?
Yeah?
Okay, so here's what. We have a problem again. We're not doing this right. Brian Phillips, if you're listening, help us out.
We're missing somebody.
Yeah, Phillips, we're missing somebody. We need help, buddy. Okay, so you have on the roster who?
So here are the players that were on last year's roster coming back.
Okay, go.
Okay, Ashworth.
Yes.
Shulga,
Yes.
Bairstow,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Dorius,
Yes.
Bean,
Yes.
Zapala.
Yes. You have 7 right there, right?
That's 7.
Is Wickheiser coming back?
Oh, I forgot about Wickheiser.
Yeah, Matt Wickheiser.
Is he a scholarship player, though? I thought he was a preferred walk-on. Maybe I'll put Wickheiser question mark.
Oh, jeez. This is not good. Okay.
And then the newcomers.
Give us the newcomers.
Rylan Jones.
Yes.
Horvath.
Yes.
Edelrock.
Yeah.
Thelleson.
Okay.
And this high school recruit from Maine. I can't think of his name.
Come on,
That's
man.
5 more.
Who are we missing?
So unless it's Wickheiser, we're missing somebody else.
Is Wickheiser a scholarship kid?
I just didn't think he was a scholarship player.
Brian, if you're listening, please help me out.
435-339-0321. Who are we missing?
Yeah, who are we missing, man?
Unless it's somebody who was recruited before as a return missionary and we coming in. What about the early signing class?
That's what I was just thinking about. I don't think we have anybody from that.
Cade Potter? No.
Oh, yeah, it is Potter.
See the kid from Cedar?
Yeah, he's
he's going on a mission. He won't be around. Who's our 13th man?
Come on. No, it's not Landon Brenchley.
No.
He's still on a mission.
He's still on a mission, too. Well, will he be coming off of his mission now? He may be coming off his mission.
He gets back in a week.
Well, maybe he's the 13th man. Well, I thought he was a preferred walk-on.
He's a preferred walk-on. He's not a scholarship player, though. Yeah, he's not a scholarship player, though. He's a preferred walk-on, unless Odom gave him a scholarship.
I didn't think Wickheiser was a scholarship player.
For the love of all that is good, what are we missing here?
When you looked at the roster from last year, there's nobody that we were missing?
No. Okay, you said Bairstow, Ashworth, Shulga, Zapata. Liam is gone. So that erases him. Miller, Dorius, Bean. And if Wickheiser's a preferred walk-on, then yeah, we're still short one. Unless Wickheiser got a scholarship.
We're missing probably a recruit.
9948. He is good friends with Rylan Jones, absolutely. He is still a preferred walk-on, though. Oh, come on, man. This cannot. Come on. Someone.
Well, shoot.
What?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm trying to think who we got now.
I'm looking.
Who did Craig Smith announce for his recruiting class this last year?
I don't. Okay, here we go. Let's try this.
This is live research.
All right.
Great radio.
Never mind. That's Utah. Never mind.
Thank you.
Yeah, great radio. We're sorry. We're sorry. I honestly don't
Just
know.
when we were talking about the 13 on scholarship players, I started to think, okay, I'm going to put these down. Because for some reason, I didn't have it added up all the way. And I'm starting to write names down, and I'm realizing I'm short. I'm leaving somebody out.
I got to text Kyle. Caught him. Kyle, what are you up to, man? You listening to our show? Probably not. But if you
it's
would,
a Friday
that'd be
afternoon.
great. Kyle.
He's checking out. He should be.
Who are we?
Who are we missing?
Will you text me 13 guys right
without any context? What is this about?
I should hit up Nate Dixon right now, huh? Hey, Nate, coach, who's your 13 guys on your roster? I can't think of who it is. I've got 12, unless Wickheiser's a scholarship guy. So Potter's not a scholarship guy, or if he is, he's going on a mission and then comes back. So how does that work? So he doesn't count as a scholarship guy if he's on a mission?
Right. You're not paying him a scholarship for school and all that stuff if he's not around.
Makes sense.
1570 is not Liam because he has just entered the transfer portal.
Yeah, the word is from Brian Phillips this afternoon that Liam McChesney has entered the transfer portal. He is going to leave Utah State.
Okay, so wait, does that
mean we're missing one?
Yeah, or is that okay? So wait, now are we missing 2 scholarships or 1? Because if Potter wasn't on scholarship, that's who I counted as the 13th guy. That's who I had on my list as number 13. So if Liam's gone and Potter's not on a scholarship, then we're down. Maybe Wickheiser got a scholarship and we don't know about it. I gotta hit. I know. I gotta text the coach. Hold on.
It's killing me.
I gotta ask the coach.
Well, we try to figure this out. And by the way, if you have any additional thoughts on that, feel free to send them in. 435-339-0321 on the Guild Mortgage text line. We really do appreciate the folks at Guild Mortgage for sponsoring our text line. They've got all kinds of different loan products, whether you're doing land or a home or refinance or a lot of business. A lot of different options that they have there at Guild Mortgage. Check them out. Just Google Guild Mortgage Logan. You get all the details that you need about how to
Great
contact
real estate people. It'll take care of you. Mortgage, whatever. I mean, whatever it is. Carrie Nelson and her team are wonderful, and they're absolutely spectacular. Yeah, get a hold of Guild Mortgage if you're looking for some housing questions and some advice. They can get you through it all. So
yeah, we support their support of our show.
Absolutely. I'm really tripped out right now. Because I counted Potter as our 13th guy. And if he's not on scholarship, if he is going on a mission, I don't know if he is or isn't. If he is going on a mission.
I thought he was. Maybe he's not.
Okay, well, if he's not and Wickheiser got a scholarship, that's 13. Then we're covered. Otherwise, we're at 11 right now. Maybe I'm going crazy, but I don't. See? Even our text line's quiet now. They're trying to figure it out, too. Oh, boy.
Well, shoot, dang.
Well, okay. Anyway.
Well, that was fun while it lasted.
Yes.
I wonder if... Oh, wait. I wonder if I can get it through here. 21. Shoot, I can't... How do you do the search bar to search for something?
I feel like I'm helping my grandma.
Shut up.
With a computer.
Google. Oh, Dallin Grant. He's the kid from Cedar.
Okay, so Potter's on scholarship then.
So maybe Potter's the one.
Okay, so that's 12. We're still missing one guy then.
9315 says, ask the guys that do the Aggies pregame on KVNU. They should know who's.
Actually, that's a good point. Why aren't we asking Al?
Al Lewis.
Al.
Help us out.
If you're not busy right now and you're hanging out playing Pinochle, text into the show or text me or Eric.
Or me, Al. I mean, I'm cool too.
Cody doesn't know.
I know Al.
We all know Al. He's a Hall of Famer broadcaster. This is such horrible radio right now, but this has really got me in a twist and a knot. Oh, man. My brain is not functioning today either because I am just... It's fried.
It is Friday, my dude.
Dude, it is fried on a Friday. All right. Anyways, moving on. Potter's supposedly on scholarship because Grant was the kid at Cedar. Yeah, Potter's on scholarship. Yeah, Potter's on scholarship. So that's 12.
To Potter. Okay.
Yeah.
He's available this year.
I think it's important to know who the 13 are. 9315. I don't know who the 13th guy is. Oh, man. All right. That's it. We're moving on. 441. Anyways, okay. If anybody finds out who the 13th guy is, give me a call. Will you? Hit me up. Or hit Cody up, I guess.
Or just hit Cody.
Oh, just hit Cody. Stop it. Be mean.
Stop it.
You're such a bully, dude. You play a prank on me
get
today.
some help.
We do not advocate violence.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Is that the Michael Jordan commercial?
Yeah, it is.
Stop it.
Get some
help. That's so good. All right. What were we going to talk about anyways now? I'm like,
we got Jordan Love on. We got Jordan Love news, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Hey, what? Okay, the Jordan Love situation. I know people are sick about this. All right. I know people are tired about it. But according to ESPN's.com, Rob Domofsky.
Yeah, Rob.
Matt LaFleur supposedly, quote unquote, wants Aaron Rodgers to stay in a bad way. Well, no crap, Sherlock. He says, quote, we want him back in the worst way. I know he knows that, and we'll continue to work at it each and every day. End quote. Good for you.
I love my Packers.
They say that the Packers, Cody, have no intention to trade Aaron Rodgers.
Nope.
In the meantime, they've signed the incredibly talented Blake Bortles.
Yeah.
And the very high on everybody's list, except for Eric Frandsen, Jordan Love.
I I have a video actually of draft night last year where I broke down because my Packers drafted Jordan Love. It was not a happy time for me.
I don't blame you.
I would play the audio, but
I don't blame you,
think
but-
it would appropriate for
No.
radio.
No, yeah, well, that's true. So here's the thing: is I'm high on Jordan Love. Eric is not. Cody, you're not either. You're upset.
Not for my team, no.
We have some audio though on Jordan Love, or I guess on the Aaron Rodgers situation and Jordan Love, aka. Let's start off. What do we got here, Cody?
We got Matt LaFleur talking a little bit about Jordan Love and what he would be hypothetically. You know, the Packers are kind of flirting with the idea of him being a starter, trying to get Aaron back. But this is Matt LaFleur on Jordan Love.
Every player on our roster is got to have the mentality that they're going to be the guy. If not, when you do get your opportunity, you will not be prepared for it. So that is always what we stress to every player on this football team. And, you know, in football, unfortunately, there's some uncontrolled circumstances that can happen, and you know, you might be one play away from getting your opportunity. And in this league, you might only get one opportunity, so you better be prepared for that.
Well, Tom Brady got several after getting his one opportunity. Cody, talk to me right now.
I'm talking to you.
Where is Matt? Like,
no, I'm serious. I'm ready.
Okay,
Ajay. I'm ready. Come on.
Matt LaFleur in
Yeah.
this situation.
Yep.
Where do you think his brain is sitting? Like, if you don't get Aaron Rodgers back, Blake Bortles your starter then?
I think that it's a very real possibility that you might see Blake Bortles. I think that the Packers would rather sit on the mystery of Jordan Love and what he could be in the off chance that Aaron comes back so that there could be a trade. I think that from what I hear, the Packers were not impressed necessarily with Jordan this last offseason.
Well, I wonder why. It's because he didn't get any reps.
Well, nobody had. Great. It was hard for any rookie.
I think that the Packers are sitting. That is their power. That is their power play. This is their money. Is that nobody knows who Jordan Love is or if he can play, and that's their power play against Aaron Rodgers, I guess, as an organization.
Where are you? You put your Packers GM cap on.
Yep.
Where are you willing to trade Aaron to?
I would give him he's definitely not going into anywhere in the NFC. That's for sure. The safest thing that I would say was if on the off chance that he goes, I'd rather him to go to Denver or Oakland because of their draft capital and what we can get back, and I don't have to see him unless it's in the Super Bowl.
What is the value for Aaron Rodgers? What do you want back?
2 first-rounders, a second-rounder, and 2 starters.
He's worth a lot.
He's
the reigning MVP.
Yeah, that's what we want.
I'm with you.
2 first-rounders.
So 2 first-rounders, 2 key players.
Yep.
And you say second?
Yeah, 2 first-rounders, a second, and 2 starters on your defense. That's what I want.
Better be quality starters, too.
Yeah. And if it's anything less than that, then stop talking to me.
Man, like this little GM brain of his. It's worthwhile. See, and Eric, here's the problem for me, is that Jordan Love continues to be strung along like a puppet.
I feel bad for him, really.
Yeah, me
I feel
too.
awful for the guy.
We're just dingling him around here, for people to look at
And
as
gawk
a
at.
decoy.
Nobody's-
as
he
we
hasn't
try
seen
to
him play
handle
football.
the mess that is Aaron Rodgers in the backstage.
Yep.
And this whole Rodgers situation is bringing on even more drama with the fact that they've added on Blake Bortles. I know you have 3 quarterbacks.
Yep.
That out of all of them, it's Blake Bortles. So if Rodgers leaves, it's either Love or Bortles as your starter for Week 1 against the Saints. Who would you rather have start, Love or Bortles? Without
I know exactly what I'm getting with Blake Bortles, and I will not be happy. But if I play Jordan Love, and if anything, if it's worse than Blake Bortles, I'm really not going to be happy. It's the mystery of Jordan Love. Is he going to go out there and show some sort of potential? Like, we're going to have a couple preseason games, right? We're going to at least see what he's going to be like. Yeah. But you're throwing out, frankly, just dog water when you're throwing out Blake Bortles as your starting quarterback in Week 1. I would rather at least let Jordan try. That's me. I think Blake Bortles is the veteran step-in, the guy that's supposed to teach him, the guy that's going to, all right, like, They just took me out of retirement to show you the ropes. Like, Jordan, this is it. Like, ready, go. Because Aaron's obviously doesn't care. Like, it's not my job to teach Jordan Love the ropes.
So I think they're going to go with Blake Bortles.
See, I do too.
I'm going to start him and see how long they can ride him, knowing that he won't finish the season. But
I'm angry.
How far does he get in the season? Hey, can we set the line? If Blake Bortles is the starting quarterback, where do you set the line at? How many games he goes with until he's benched?
3.5.
What? That low? Okay, I'm going over. Well, actually, I don't know.
I'd go the under on that one.
You would?
Yeah, there's no way that Blake Bortles lasts more than 5 games. He's not there to play quarterback. He's there to pick up a spot and be a veteran leader as much as he can be.
Yeah, but who would you rather go back to the sideline after you take off your helmet? Hey, Aaron, I have a question on this. Or, hey, Bortles, I have a question for you.
That's the thing. We don't have Aaron. Aaron doesn't want to be there. Like, he's throwing a temper tantrum. Like,
yeah, but they're still pulling out a full court press to try to keep him there. And Green Bay is saying everything they can to try to. We want Aaron. We want him in a bad way. We're going to
here's the
try
problem.
to convince him to stick around.
Their full court press is more soft than a third grade elementary team. Because their full court press includes drafting a first round defensive back and then getting a couple receivers in the later rounds.
The Packers and Aaron Rodgers talk bad about each other more than like high school drama. It's awful. Like, he said, she said. He's going out with this person. So-and-so talked to so-and-so.
Sounds like you have some experience in there.
I wouldn't know.
High schooler.
I wouldn't know.
All right, we got to take a break. Coming back, we'll wrap up the first hour of the Full Court Press, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM, The Fan.
Do you have a son or daughter who's in high school, or maybe they're attending a university, college, or trade school? What if they decided to start a business right here in Cache Valley? Wouldn't that be cool? Would you shop at their business or use their services? You'd probably tell everyone you know to shop there. Hey, you might even wear a sandwich board or tattoo their business logo on your forehead. Did you know when you and your family shop at locally owned businesses, every dollar you spend returns an average of 300% more money to our community, compared to just 13.6% for big chains, or next to zero if you shop those companies online. Shopping locally creates jobs for you, your neighbor, your family, and it creates tax revenue for our community, parks, police, roads. But don't wait for your son or daughter to start a business. Support local business today. And when your son or daughter opens their business, we'll support them too. See how you can help at CacheValleyMediaGroup.com.
Wouldn't it be nice to work for a company that puts their employees first and isn't afraid to say thanks for a job well done? An employer who respects you and has no problem rewarding you with a competitive wage and benefits package? You belong with a company like Third Gen Machine right here in Logan. Third Gen Machine is hiring CNC operators, machinists, and maintenance technicians. Apply on Indeed. Just go to Indeed.com and search Third Gen Machine. Trust me, Third Gen Machine is where you want to be. Equal opportunity employer.
Cache Valley Ear, Nose, and Throat, the Allergy Clinic, the Hearing Aid Center, and now Ascent Aesthetics are in the new Providence location next to the Bank of Utah. Doctors Benyon, Blotter, and Robinette, along with the entire staff, look forward to helping your family. Cache Valley Ear, Nose, and Throat, along with the Allergy Clinic, the Hearing Aid Center, and now Ascent Aesthetics, now in 2 locations, the Cache Valley Hospital and Providence. Most insurance products, including SelectMed, are accepted. Go to CacheValleyENT.com for more details. That's CacheValleyENT.com.
It's the Full Court Press, weekday afternoons from 4 to 6 on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM, The Fan.
Full Court Press, that's Eric Frandsen, Cody Hilton on the board. I'm Ajay Salvesen. Thanks for joining us on the Full Court Press on 106.9 FM, 1390 AM, The Fan. A few texts have came through. Let's get to it. 9315. Why is Jordan get shafted for doing nothing wrong? So crazy.
It is sad. Here's a guy that just wants to go play football. And he's been the subject of as much controversy in the NFL as
and criticism
has been in years.
For doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't thrown an interception, taken a sack in the NFL.
Nope.
And yet, dude, this guy sucks.
You know who
how
I
do you
feel
know?
like
The
should
Riders
relate to that a little bit? Aaron Rodgers. He did the exact same thing. Brett Favre did the exact same thing to him.
Which one's messier, Brett Favre's situation or this one?
Probably.
Brett Favre's was pretty bad.
Yeah.
As a Packers fan, yeah. Speaking of Packers fans, 9948, man, I'm still hoping and praying as a Bears fan that Love is a week 1 starter for the Packers. That's mean.
Savage. I like that.
1570, if they trade Rodgers, it should be to the Raiders. Packers could get Carr, which is a decent QB, plus picks. Then Love can still have time and give the Packers time to make sure he is their future. That's what I think. Trade him to Las Vegas. You get Carr in return. Decent quarterback. Get some educational time. You learn. You get better, and you get picks out of it, too.
Most of this is talking about trading away Aaron Rodgers. What if they do the opposite? What if they trade away Jordan Love?
Dude, then I'm telling Green Bay. It's funny because Green Bay's going to flip the switch. And if I may speak for Packer fans, not for you specifically, but you went from hating Jordan Love as a first-round pick to hating that they traded Jordan Love, who was a first-round pick. So which is it?
Because then the GM has to admit that I made a mistake.
Yeah. 6891, trade Love to the Patriots. Oh, please. Yes. And start Jordan Love over Mac Jones and Cam Newton. I would be happy. I would feel like we could get back to the playoffs, finally catch a break. Finally. Let's take a break. We'll wrap it up here on the Full Court Press, 106.9 The Fan.
Logo on it because that's what they do at the Logo Shop. They can put your logo on anything from pens and mugs to golf balls and clocks. The Logo Shop is also the place for your team shirts and uniforms. So if your team wants to look good, call the Logo Shop and order your team uniforms today. Colors, logo, and everything else looking just like you want it to. Get your team shirts and uniforms from the Logo Shop. Call them to get a bid or just drop by 40 South Main in Logan.
The Logo Shop. The logo stuff. The Logo Shop.
Every name brand they carry is participating in the Memorial Day sales event at Fisher Home Furnishings. Extra discounts from Bassett, Lexington, Flexsteel, Bernhardt, Serta, and others means you can take an additional $50 to $1,000 off the lowest marked sale price. Reclining sofas only $699. Queen size Serta Perfect sleepers at $449. A 5-piece bedroom set only $999. Fisher Home Furnishings Memorial Day sales event means the best name brands at the best prices. Special no interest financing is available, and shop online anytime at FisherHF.com.
Daryl's Appliance provides the best repair service. Daryl's techs are trained to pre-diagnose your repair problem before they arrive at your home, so it can be completed on their first trip. As a plus, Daryl's parts department is stocked from A to Z for you do-it-yourselfers, and Daryl's has used parts to save you money. Dishwasher baskets, bake elements, microwave trays, and more. For sales and service since 1970, it's Daryl's Appliance, west on Airport Road.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join. I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture. It helped me get my job, helped me pay for my house.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Utah Army National Guard. Aired by the Utah Broadcasters Association and this station.
It doesn't matter who you root for. The Full Court Press has all the high school sports covered. The Full Court Press. Connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and online at 1069thefan.com.
106.9 The Fan, Full Court Press. Eric, Ajay, Cody's here too. It's great. It's been fun.
Aren't you Mr. Sunshine all of a sudden?
Dude, I am so drained right now. And then I just keep going back to 799's text about making fun of me. And then I also go back to your stupid little prank. You know how to ruin a day for no reason at all.
That was great. That was something that was planned yesterday with great suggestions from our audience.
Nobody laughed.
Yeah, I did.
Here's it.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. The NFL schedule is out. Now we have 4 months to break it down. You got to give the league credit. They could open the season with any game, and we'd watch. Give us Lions, Cardinals, or anybody. After a long football drought, we're all in. But they went in another direction, giving us the Cowboys to start the season with the defending champ, Buccaneers. When you look at which regular season games rate the highest, the Cowboys are always at the top of the list. And now, Dak Prescott is back, taking on Tom Brady and the defending champs. They always dress up the first primetime game with concerts and hoopla, and hopefully this year, fans. It's easy to imagine the NFL marketing this game and this season as a return to normal. It's going to have a celebratory feel. All 32 fan bases probably had smiles on their faces when the schedules were first revealed. We have to wait a little while, but it's a time for optimism in the nation for our most popular sport. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. I recently had a chance to go outside and give my truck some much-needed TLC, so I grabbed Meguiar's new bright orange bottle, the hybrid ceramic wash and wax. Couldn't wait to try it. Has a unique two-liquid system that not only gently cleans the paint, but leaves behind their hybrid ceramic wax protection with instant water-beating action. Now my truck looks good. It is dope. It's protected. Meguiar's hybrid ceramic wash and wax with advanced SiO2 technology. Meguiar's ceramic made easy. 20 years ago, Odyssey changed the putting game when they introduced the White Hot insert. Now the most iconic, most played, most sought-after putting insert of all time is back in the new White Hot OG. White Hot OG has the same mythical combination of sound and feel and performance as the original, but with modern upgrades that are available in classic head shapes like the 2-ball, the Rossi, and the number 7. White Hot OG, legendary then, iconic now. See the new lineup at
TTM Technologies is searching for career-minded candidates to fill multiple positions. Open positions include production associates and machine operators, leadership, managers, supervisors, technical positions, engineers, and accounting. You can learn more about these positions online at careers.ttmtech.com. Employees of TTM Technologies enjoy incredible health benefits and cash incentives. In just your first year of employment, you're eligible for 3 weeks paid time off. Tuition reimbursement is available for full and part-time employees. Health insurance, which includes dental, vision, and prescription, a 401k, and life insurance, plus quarterly and annual bonuses and more. To learn more about the jobs available and what it's like to work at TTM Technologies, go online to careers.ttmtech.com. You must be 18 or older and a U.S. citizen to apply. Come join a world leader in printed circuit board manufacturing with over 26,000 employees worldwide. TTM Technologies, right here in Logan. Apply online at careers.ttmtech.com. TTM Technologies is an equal opportunity employer.
The home for Sports Talk Radio. KLGN Logan. 106.9 FM. 1390 AM. The Fan.
And here's what you need to know.
In the first of a doubleheader at Chicago today, Kansas City beat the White Sox 6-2, beat Lucas Giolito's just 2-4, ERA close to 5 so far. The Royals end an 11-game losing streak. The Yankees are about to start at Baltimore with Corey Kluber on the hill, but Yankees outfielder Giancarlo Stanton out tonight with a quad injury. Tightness, they said. Aaron Hicks out with his bad wrist again. He may need surgery. The late game will have St. Louis at San Diego. Cardinals shortstop Paul DeJong was placed on the injured list with a fractured rib. 8 NBA games tonight, including at 9 p.m. Eastern. Dallas hosting Toronto. The Mavs can clinch a playoff berth with a win. Philadelphia starts up in an hour hosting Orlando. The 76ers again can clinch the number 1 seed in the East with a victory. The Nets expect to have all 3 of their stars on the court tomorrow afternoon against the Bulls, but Boston's Kemba Walker and Marcus Smart will miss tomorrow's game against Minnesota. I'm Steve DeSager.
It's the Full Court Press.
There is no stopping this team.
The Aggies, the Jazz, the high schools. If it's the sport you care about, we're talking about it.
Merrill for the lead. He's got it.
It's the Full Court Press with Eric Frandsen and Ajay Salvesen.
I'd hate to see how you balance your checkbook.
I'm telling you, I'd hate to see you general manage a team.
Y'all getting paid millions to act like...
The Full Court Press on Sports Talk Radio. 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan.
Mr. I don't want to go home because I'm sick. Live here on the Full Court Press. And Mr. I don't want to get sick, but I'm going to. Ajay Salvesen, that's me. Cody Olson on around the board. He's going to get sick too while we're here.
I'm not touching you.
So we're all going to get sick.
Keeping my distance.
I'm not touching you.
I'm not touching you. Charlie bit my finger.
Don't breathe my air.
Don't breathe my... Yeah, that's unfortunate. Welcome to the Full Court Press. Hour number 2, 5:02, your kickoff time here on 106.9 FM, 1390 AM, 106onthefan.com.
I think we did determine that it was Cade Potter who was our missing man. He was a recruit, same recruiting class as Landon Brenchley, Brenchley was a preferred walk-on, from what we understand. Same with Wickheiser. They'll be on the roster next year as well. But Cade Potter was that missing man that we had on the roster. Between those who were coming back, the transfers, and the new recruits, this is somebody that we haven't seen really, but should be that 13th guy that fills out that roster for Utah State basketball. The word today is that Liam McChesney is entering the transfer portal and will likely be leaving Utah State. Just never really stayed healthy, could never really get onto the floor. And I think just with the writing on the wall, with the way other moves that were being made, he decided to look for opportunities elsewhere. So, well, hopefully he finds somewhere where he gets to play, gets good nutrition, stays healthy, bulks up, hopefully. I mean, he's a good player. I like his potential, but we just never really saw it. So hopefully he finds something that works out for him. But that's kind of the word with Utah State basketball. Utah State is now at their 13 scholarships. A couple of the guys that will be there on the roster as preferred walk-ons. And we'll see what this Utah State basketball team does. Cade Potter, for those who've forgotten, 6'8", small forward / power forward position, 210 pounds, at least when he was recruited. We'll see what he looks like, how he gets back into a basketball body coming up later this fall. And Landon Brenchley, what is he going to look like? More of a shooting guard, 6'4", wing player for Utah State. So adding some options there for the Aggies and Coach Odom and his staff coming up this upcoming basketball season. So hopefully that settles what's going on there between the new recruits, the transfers, and who's coming back.
Man, we really made a mess out of that, though, didn't we?
Yeah. But it was good questions, caused us to dig a little deeper.
Think about life, ponder about the things that we've been doing.
Yeah.
It was good stuff. Great stuff.
Deep thoughts that keep you up at night.
Big feels. Is it good feels or big feels?
Or is it big chill?
It's big chill and good feels.
I don't think it's any of those.
Yeah. Oh, yes, it is, because we sat there and listened to you.
I don't think
talk
so.
like a high schooler to some friend.
I don't think so.
Hey, man.
You're capping right now.
You going to the fun park later on tonight?
The fun park.
Yeah.
Wow. The fun park.
And wear tight jeans and go to the roller rinks.
Oh, yeah. Skaties, man. Skaties on Tuesday.
It calls skatey. What the hell?
Skaties.
We got to get a new producer.
No.
Hey, the other thing going on today, we have high school spring sports underway. Girls softball is happening. Just started about an hour ago. We also have baseball games, which happened earlier today. Games 1 took place throughout the state yesterday. Game 2 in a lot of these places was earlier today, and in some places they've already had a game 3 if necessary. Ajay, you want to give us a quick update on who's still standing and who's advancing and who's going home?
Yeah, so Green Canyon, after was probably the biggest upset in the 4A classification yesterday on a 3-2 win behind the arm of Reese Hansen, Dixie comes back and eliminates Green Canyon in 2 games. Today, game 2, they win it 9-3, and then they're 9-2, and then win game 3 8-3. So Dixie moves on. Green Canyon goes home. Skyview, who beat Logan in the play-in game, never had a chance. Never had a chance against Pineview. Pineview scores 3 touchdowns yesterday to win 21-10. Like, if someone would have told me, hey, Skyview scored 10 runs in a baseball game, without telling me the final score, I would have said Skyview just upset Pineview.
Yeah.
But I didn't
Sounds
know
great.
you could give up 3 touchdowns in a baseball game. I had no
That's
idea.
a lot.
So final score 21-10 in game 1, and then Pineview 17-5 in game 2. So Skyview also heads home. And then Ridgeline in yesterday went 17-3 in a crusher. Jane Harris was a complete game. I think he gave up 3 hits in 5 innings, and it was only 5 innings because it was a 10-run mercy roll. 17-3, do the math. And then turn around today, and we go to 9 innings, and Ridgeline gets the win 5-4 on a Evan Webb blooper over second base to score the winning run, and so Ridgeline moves on. And we'll head to Salt Lake Community College on May 17th in the championship rounds. So we have Mountain Crest won.
Mountain Crest, they go to the wire yesterday against Juan Diego,
1-0, yeah.
scoring the winning run in the 5th inning.
Yep.
And then they turn around and take care of business today, 11-1.
And a lot of that, by the way, they scored 2 runs in 1 inning with no hits. The kid beamed 3 kids in a row, and then walked another kid, then beamed another kid, and then they had an error. So no hits, and they scored 2 runs. I mean, it was just nuts.
Wow.
So, and Juan Diego just fell behind and never could play catch up and get the rest of the way. So Mountain Crest, Ridgeline, and Mountain Crest and Ridgeline move on. Green Canyon, Skyview go home. We're waiting to hear the results from Bear River, who beat Crimson Cliffs last night, 6-2 in a late one. So we'll find out about Bear River here in a little bit. And, yeah.
Looks like they win. They lost 6-7 in the early game, and then they won 7-6.
Turn around to game 3. Huh.
Yeah.
All right. Oh.
So Bear River's going to advance.
Yeah. That's crazy. So congrats to Bear River, Mountain Crest, and Ridgeline. Great season by Green Canyon, who had to battle through. Skyview got hot late in region play. I mean, they hung in there for dear life in region play. They got a series win over Ridgeline. I think they got a series win over Mountain Crest. Or I guess Green Canyon. Played great baseball at the right time to keep themselves in the tournament action, and then went to playoff game versus Logan, but Pineview was just way too much for them. Southern Utah baseball is just loaded. Like, I was talking to the Uinta coach. They went and played in that St. George tournament and faced Desert Hills and Snow Canyon. And the Uinta coach told me, he goes, look, dude, he goes, baseball over there is just different level. He says, well, a kid hits a ground ball hard to the third base side, and the third baseman charges, bare hands it, stops and just throws a frozen rope and gums him out by like 1.5 foot. And he goes, and then they had like a line drive that was deep into the left center gap, and the kid runs it down and doesn't have to dive. He's able to chase it down and make a grab. He says, they're crushing balls 415 feet over the fence. And he says it's just different down there in baseball in Southern Utah. But, I told him, well, they play some pretty darn good baseball up here in Northern Utah too. And I think Ridgeline and Mountain Crest and Bay River will all have a say in that next week.
Yeah, we did get a few calls yesterday that your call of that game was a little too biased.
Yeah,
you're too much of a homer for Uinta.
Yeah,
the Ridgeline fans that were listening were complaining.
6803. You ever call again, and it'll be the end of your calling career into the show. Okay, 6803. You know who you are. Okay. Don't do it again.
Because you were trying really hard.
Yeah, I really was. Here's the problem: is I'm sitting there calling this Ridgeline game, and people can hear you from the press box, and they know who I am. Like, some of the people know me, and so I'm calling this game on the radio, and they think I'm calling it for Ridgeline. And then I'm excited when Uinta scores a run, and they're like looking at me like, "What the fetch, man? What's your problem?
What are you doing?" And
I'm like, and I'm just kind of, well, I'm just doing my job, and when Utah's, or Uinta, ties or gets the lead, I'm really excited about the call, and I get all these kind of glares from Ridgeline fans like, hello, okay, you're Ridgeline, you're not Uinta. If you're listening to the radio broadcast, you know better.
Who were you calling it for?
Uinta.
What was the radio station?
What do you mean?
What was the radio station?
Oh, 104.5 News Talk, KVEL. Dude, I had to memorize that, dude. Oh, yeah, and by the way, what's really hard in baseball is you're like, all right, deep fly ball to the center fielder, and you forgot the center fielder's name, even though he was just up to bat. And so the center fielder is going back, he's still going back, and the center fielder makes the catch. Nice play by the center fielder. That's Bob Lowe. Great catch, Bob Lowe.
Rob Lowe.
So, yeah. I'm my first time calling a game, and I'm no Vince Scully, obviously, but learned a few things.
Good experience for you.
Oh, it was great. Honestly, it was a great experience. We need to be going down and, hey, by the way, high schools, if you want us to go down and call sports games, you need to reach out to Eric Frandsen about sponsoring those, okay? You got to pay me the bucks, and you need to make the payments. So if you want us to go down and call these baseball games, which I would love to do, I'd be more than happy to do it. You need to call some sponsors and see if you can get them flipped around quickly. And then I'll travel. I'll go to Salt Lake and do it.
Ajay has certain needs.
Certain needs? I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know.
435-339-0321. If you want to join us on the Guild Mortgage text line, I know that the playoff pairings are set for lacrosse as well. Those games get underway next week. The semifinals for soccer, those are next week, early next week down at Jordan High School. We've got a couple of Region 11 schools down there participating in that as well. So best of luck to all the spring sports teams and athletes that are doing things this year. Great that they're able to do it because last year it got taken away from them. So exciting that they get to compete and do that. And best of luck to them as they continue over this next couple of weeks. Ajay, Utah Jazz had really watching that Portland-Phoenix game with great interest last night in the NBA. Portland was down for much of the game, but Damian Lillard got hot in the fourth quarter, put the team on his back, got to the point where they took the lead. They have a chance to shoot free throws to go up by 3 with just a few seconds remaining. Robert Covington clanks them both. On the ensuing possession, Devin Booker gets fouled on a questionable reach-in, hits his 2 free throws. Phoenix goes up by 1, and they win the game. And so Utah is a game ahead of Phoenix with 2 games left for both teams, including the game tonight for Utah.
How screwed are we? Like, you've got Mike Conley most likely playing tonight. Okay? But you've got to play Oklahoma City tonight and Sacramento Sunday. Now, Sacramento's been eliminated from playoff contention.
So has Oklahoma City.
But your guys are exhausted. Joe's tired. Bogey's tired. Trent Forrest is tired. Juwan Morgan's tired even though he hasn't even played. Like, everyone's just tired.
I'm tired.
Cody's tired of watching
Ajay's
Jazz.
tired.
I'm exhausted. Eric's sick as a dog. But seriously, like, how worried about you about the stamina of this basketball team for final 2 games with the 1 seed on the line?
I'm not really that worried. Oklahoma City has a lot of guys that are going to be out tonight. I'm encouraged by the news that Mike Conley is likely going to play today for the Jazz. That's kind of new this afternoon. He wants to get some playing time in before the break. I think that's great. I think that gives a big sigh of relief for Joe Ingles particularly. And helps. I think it sends a signal, too, that the Jazz are serious about preserving the number 1 seed. They are very serious about trying to keep that number 1 opportunity. And having Mike back really adjusts some things with the lineup and rotations and gets him a little bit back into game shape and game rhythm. So I'm encouraged by that. I think that sends a signal to the Jazz organization and to Jazz fans everywhere that this team is serious about trying to hold on to the number 1 seed. They can't rely on Portland or San Antonio or somebody else to knock off Phoenix. They got to take care of their own business. And they should be able to. They should be favored. Now, Sacramento plays hard, and they made it tough on the Jazz last time they played them. Even without De'Aaron Fox. I don't know who's going to be available for them coming up on Sunday, but the Jazz absolutely need to win these next 2. If the Jazz win their next 2, if Phoenix wins their next 2, Utah will still hold on to the number 1 seed. If the Jazz lose any one of these games and Phoenix continues to win, there will be a tie, and Phoenix, by nature of the tiebreaker, will have the number 1 seed.
Dude, I'm just watching the ending because I missed it last night. I'm watching the ending of this Suns. This is horrible. Like, first of all, on the inbounds pass that when they fouled Covington, like, Lillard doesn't even move.
Oh, it was bad execution.
Dude, he just stands there.
How does anybody but Lillard get that ball?
Like,
in the
what they
inbounds?
call as a V out is when you, like, you take maybe 3 to 4 steps in and then you sprint back out. He doesn't even V. He just stands there. Like, his man makes no effort, and so Covington goes to the line, and Covington chokes it away. And then, so you missed the 2 freebies. Oh, that's the foul?
Yeah, Norman Powell on kind of a reach in as Booker's coming across the free throw line for his shot.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be reaching in. Just play him straight up.
Yeah, but
it's
that's
a tough shot.
That's a horrible call. You don't call that with 2 seconds left.
Well, they challenged it, and it was upheld.
That's because it's Phoenix, and they need the ratings. Like, I don't know how else to explain that. That is a very tough call to go out on. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. And they challenge it, and they don't get it.
Didn't get it. He sinks both free throws.
2.4 left.
You don't have a timeout
They don't have
to
any
reset.
timeouts then. Okay, that's what I was wondering. If they
have to
in
throw
the
it on
world? Covington, he's backcourt.
Yeah, they didn't call the backcourt violation, and he got the shot off too late.
Man, that's backcourt. What a horror. Dude, that's backcourt.
Refs were all kinds of
oh man, that's horrible.
all over the place.
So
last night.
So you're right, Eric. So I mean, Oklahoma City's a very, very bad basketball team right now. They're on a 10-game slide at home. Haven't won a game at home in 10 tries, which is about. I mean, I think it's like 3 weeks almost.
I think they only won one game in April.
So that's who you got tonight. We don't know who officially was out, but I think SGA was out. Dort was out. So that's 2 key guys. I mean, and Oklahoma City might be packing it in for the lottery. Get that first-round pick to put in with the other 75 first-round picks they got for the next 6 years and go from there. You should win this one handedly, and if you do, get your starters off the court. Get them out. Because that Kings game, look, the Kings might be eliminated, but the play spoiler would be thrilling for them. Now, they had a ton of guys out last night or the night before, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember when. And Memphis had to rally back just to beat the Kings. The goal is, and then what? It's a 7.
The game tonight doesn't worry me as much as the game on Sunday. Does.
Here's the other thing: is why are we playing at 7 o'clock at night? Why not play it in the day? What's the point?
The NBA is they reversed and said, yeah, you can do it whenever.
Like, I mean, just let them go home. Like, play it at 12. They're done by 3. They can travel home, or I guess, or they're at Sacramento, right?
Yeah. Does Sacramento have a Saturday game?
Yeah, versus Memphis, I think. Actually,
so that's probably why they need 24 hours.
Yeah, that's actually true. I think they play Memphis again. By the way, that Memphis Golden State game now on Sunday is the official playing game to see who's going to be the 8th seed going into that play-in tournament. So that's saucy. And by the way, on that Sunday, so yeah, Saturday, the Kings. Nope, I take that back. They don't play Saturday. They play tonight. Yep, they play tonight. Kings and Grizzlies. Jazz and Thunder play each other. Kings are in Memphis. Jazz are in Oklahoma City. And then Sunday, Jazz play Kings at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Celtics, Knicks, Pacers, Raptors, Hornets, Wizards, Suns, Spurs. And the Suns are going to run roughshod over San Antonio. Now that San Antonio is pretty much slated in their playing spot.
Right, they really can't move up. They can't move down.
Right, Popovich is going to sit all his guys.
Let's see here. Thunder point guard Theo Maledon is not listed on the injury report for Friday. Ty Jerome is questionable. Lugens Dort has been ruled out.
Oh, thank goodness. SGA, do you see anything on him?
I don't see anything on him.
He's another big one. If he's out too, then I really like our chances. Not that I like him already, but I really like the Jazz.
He's a good player
tonight. Yeah. So keys tonight: get her out, get it early, and keep it, and then sit your starters in the fourth quarter. No need to play them. You got a travel day tomorrow to Sacramento. You rest them. You get some rest. You go play Sunday night in Sacramento. I don't get why that's a night game.
How much of a difference does it make having Mike Conley available again?
It's huge. Because that gives you one of your guys is going to get some rest now. Whether it's Clarkson, whether it's Ingles, maybe Ingles gets a little bit more rest now. It's huge. They need Mike so badly. You can tell when he's on the court, things are in control, a little bit more calm. There's just a sense of, hey, we have a leader on with the ball the majority of the time who can make good decisions. Yeah, that's big. And here's the thing. If the Jazz beat Portland the other night, I bet you Mike sits against Oklahoma City. They might play him against Sacramento if they need to. Actually, they probably don't if they're 2-0. But now that they're freaking 0-1 in these last 3 games, that Portland game's going to bug me too. That's really going to bug me, man. If we finish this a 2 seed, that's on Utah. Like, you just can't. Portland came into their house and pushed them around. Obviously, there's some exhaustion. I get it. And that's what, so many people want to use the excuse as of, they're exhausted. So is Portland.
Yeah, a lot of teams are. I mean, it's late in the year.
Yeah.
Teams have been playing on a compressed schedule for months. It's catching up to a lot of guys. If you don't have a lot of depth, it's going to catch up to you. But the Jazz have depth. But they've also been without 2 All-Stars. Mike Conley has been out 9 games.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell has been out 14 games.
Yeah, you're going to see you are not going to see Donovan Mitchell in the final 2. So if we lose the 2 seed, it's on the Jazz. Nobody else. No one else to blame. It's on Utah. They had their shot. 5-3-3-8. Suppose the Jazz had locked up the number 1 seed. Does Conley play tonight? No. Nope.
No.
Not against Oklahoma City.
If Portland would have won last night, then I don't think we would have seen Conley play.
Yep. I absolutely agree with you. That's
with 2 games remaining and a 2-game lead over Phoenix. I don't think they would have.
No way. And you're playing Oklahoma City tonight.
Yeah,
it's just not happening. And that's what's so frustrating, man. That's what's so. Now Conley has to come back and play, and you don't know if that's too early or not. With a hamstring issue, you just don't know. But he's got to come back, and they got to win tonight. They have to win tonight, and then you just got to hope you can rest your guys and be ready to go on Sunday versus Sacramento in Sacramento. We'll see how that goes. Let's go ahead and take a break. Come back. The NBA Hall of Fame induction ceremony will be tomorrow. Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, and Tim Duncan will headline that ceremony. We'll talk about the 3 guys and our memories of them. It's all coming up on The Fan, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM, The Fan.
This is Mark Thurston with White Pine Funeral Services. The best time to plan is when you have time to plan. Having a prearranged funeral gives peace of mind for everyone involved. White Pine will customize your final wishes to fit your needs, from a traditional burial to cremation to a custom headstone. White Pine also accepts prearranged plans from other mortuaries, and we will absorb any transfer or revocation fees. No penalty to you. Visit whitepinefunerals.com or come and see us for more information.
White Pine Funeral Services, here when you need us most.
Cache Valley is absolutely beautiful. It's always fun to be outdoors. And now is the time to let the Allergy Clinic inside the Cache Valley Hospital help with venom testing for spring and summer. The Allergy Clinic offers testing and treatment to life-threatening stings from honeybees, yellow jackets, white-faced hornets, yellow hornets, and wasps. Independent physicians Benyon, Blotter, and Robinette offer Cache Valley a full-time allergy clinic in 2 locations, Providence and inside the Cache Valley Hospital. The Allergy Clinic accepts most insurances, including SelectMed. Call the Allergy Clinic at 753-7880, 753-7880.
Dad, are you looking at Chevy trucks from Hanson Motors again?
Oh, with all the stimulus money? Son, you and your sisters were worth a lot of money to me last month.
But I'm worth the most, right?
Sure. How do I convince your mother I need a new truck?
Well, it's not just a truck, it's a Hanson.
True.
You could tell her Hanson Motors was voted Dealer of the Year 3 years in a row.
I like the way you think. Up top, buddy.
Hanson Motors in Brigham City.
Imagine your wedding day. Elegant, simple, yet stunning, stress-free. It's your day. It's all about you. Whether you're looking for small and simple or have a grander idea, the Riverwoods Conference Center will accommodate your every need. Choose the inside ballroom elegance or outside along the natural decor of the beautiful Logan River. A Riverwoods event planner will work personally with you to make sure your event is exactly how you've envisioned it. The Riverwoods Conference Center, where your happily ever after begins. Google Riverwoods Conference Center or call 750-5151.
It's the Full Court Press with Eric Frandsen and Ajay Salvesen.
And now, some words of wisdom from Ajay Salvesen.
Let me teach you something, okay? In the business world. When something goes wrong, you just blame the intern. It doesn't matter if they've been there or not. You just blame the intern. When the intern gets back the next day, you chew him out, you make him cry, and then you give him a donut, and everything's all right.
These have been words of wisdom from Ajay Salvesen.
Weekdays from 4 to 6 on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Northern Utah and Southern Idaho's home for sports. It's the Full Court Press on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan.
106 on FM, 1390 AM. The Fan, Eric Frandsen, I'm Ajay Salvesen, Cody Olson running the board for us, part of the show as well. The NBA induction ceremony is tomorrow night. You're going to headline in that ceremony.
For the Hall of Fame.
For the Hall of Fame. Will be Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, and of course, the late Kobe Bryant, who passed away tragically last February. And so, you know, Eric, I was thinking about it. We'd be really remiss as a sports talk station, not to share our thoughts on these 3 great Hall of Famers. 2 of them are considered some of the best of their position in NBA history. If you want to join in on the conversation, we're more than welcome to do so. We'd love to have you. 435-312-12 435-339-0321 to text into our show. Again, 435-339-0321 to text in our show. Eric, Kobe Bryant, probably the most hated player of an opposing team in Utah Jazz history. No, I mean, we hated Kobe. As fans, we hated the guy. I mean, he just destroyed us. I still remember, I think it was in 2010 maybe. He shot, I think, game 3 was like 3-20 or 4-20. Maybe it was game 4. And then the next night he came to Salt Lake and put on a clinic and had like 38 points. Like, he fed off that hate from the Utah Jazz more than anything else. More than, articles or, failures, in his past against Utah. It was, it was the hatred from Utah Jazz fans that he fed off so much and loved it. No one did it better. No one was better at that. Maybe Michael Jordan. But no one was better at that than Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, he was a special player. And he was one of those guys that for Jazz fans, they relished rooting against him, but you had to respect him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He was very, very good and very clutch.
And you know what's crazy? You still remember this. I think in 97, when the Jazz were about to make their first finals appearance, they played the Lakers, and Kobe Bryant was a rookie on that team. He took the game winning shot in regulation and airballed it, and took the game tying shot in overtime and airballed it. Shot 2 airballs. And everyone was kind of like, dude, there are some Laker, veterans on the team that didn't like his style, that couldn't stand him, and the arrogance. Who's this? Oh, no. Oh, fetch. Look who's here. Look who's here. Speaking of veterans who are critical of rookies like me and our intern Cody, the veteran, John Russell. Johnny, you's in the house, man. I got to get this guy's basketball thoughts, too, actually. I know he doesn't want to talk, but he's not going to have a choice here because he knows, these guys better than I do. Anyways, but you look at that 18-year-old out of high school kid, and you saw what he became. I mean, you saw his finals appearances when Shaq fouled out, I believe, in a series against the 76ers, and he fouled out in Game 4, and Bryant, took everybody upon his back and ends up scoring 45 points in that game and wins it in Philadelphia. Guy was incredible. He was a killer. He was an assassin. There has never been a better assassin in the game, save it be Michael Jordan, than there was Kobe Bryant, ever.
Certainly when it's clutch and when it's in the big moment. I think you're absolutely right.
But what you're saying, outside of that, he wasn't?
No, I think that he never shied from the biggest stage.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. It kind of bothers me, to be very honest with you. John, get on the mic. You got to talk, man. We got to have you. If you're going to come in here, a Hall of Fame post-game guy like you are. You're a Hall of Fame in the post-game.
First ballot?
Yeah. Oh, man. First ballot's tough. Oh, it's pretty full right now.
That's
pretty
Eric.
full.
That's Eric.
It's great to have you, John Russell, a veteran of Full Court Press. He does Aggie basketball post-game. And, in fact, we got to talk some Aggie basketball with him, too, at some point. But Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, all three going to the Hall of Fame. We were just talking about Kobe Bryant and what he's meant to the game. But just his evolution of who he was as a rookie to who he became at the end of his career, it's magnificent, man.
I mean, he was magnificent, period. Eric, you hit it on the head. I caught you as I was coming in, that he's a guy that you just hated. You hated to see him on the court. You hated to see him on the schedule, but there was such respect. I mean, I hated the guy, but now that now that he retired, he's the man. You can't help but respect what he did.
I also look back at, again, some of his great games were against the Jazz, but I think Eric also hit it really well, that his best moments were in the clutch, and they were usually in the playoffs. I mean, the shot that he hit in Phoenix, or I guess against Phoenix, to beat Phoenix Suns, I think it was in 06, maybe 08, I can't remember which year, was something like that. He had great games against the Jazz. Against the Celtics, he had some good games. He got better and better. Here's my one question for you both, though. They're building a monument or a little, area in honor of Kobe Bryant. Why haven't they done the same thing for a guy like Wilt Chamberlain? Why haven't they honored those other guys who were great in the NBA? Is it just because Kobe Bryant passed away so soon? I'm not trying to be insensitive.
Oof.
But but honestly, like, we're building a monument for Kobe Bryant, but John Stockton never got that kind of credit. Michael Jordan never has. Will
Jordan has
Chamberlain-
a statue.
Jordan has a statue.
Yeah, but
Chicago.
at the Hall of Fame, in Namesmith Hall of Fame, he doesn't have a monument built for him. Like Kobe.
Oh, you're
Bryant.
talking about at Naismith.
Yeah, they're building at
the Hall of Fame.
They're building a monument thing at the Hall of Fame in honor of Kobe Bryant. Why didn't Bob Cousy
Well,
get one?
there's also the talk. I mean, there's a lot of people that want. Did I just kick the intern out?
No, he just left.
Uh,
You had to slide over.
just
and,
couldn't handle
he said he's
the
done.
greatness
The
that was in the
greatness that
building. No, look, we're not going to say anything but tragedy is what takes you to that next level. And it's tragic what happened to him. But you know what? You listen to what the players have to say. Not just about what happened, but him as a player, they love him. There was that feeling about how amazing he was, not only as a player, but kind of as a mentor for the younger players, that he took the game to another level as a player himself. And so, I mean, you've got people in the NBA right now that are saying they should replace Jerry West with Kobe Bryant
Is that nuts?
as the face of the NBA. And yeah, I think that's a shame. I'm not with that, but
Really?
you
You don't modernize the logo?
No.
The logo is what it is.
Logo is the logo. I think they can do other things for Kobe. But look, you look at it, what made him so special? There's certain guys that, like you said, that going into the clutch, you knew he was going to get the ball, and you knew he was great. You have guys like Kobe, Michael Jordan, George Niang. They're all guys that when it comes down to money time.
George Niang. I like how you threw that in there. Ajay didn't even blink.
He didn't even flinch.
I don't have time for this crap. I don't. Freaking the medallion Italian.
By the way, I still think the 6 was rigged somehow.
It wasn't rigged. If it was rigged, then Eric just purposely rigged it. That's his fault, not
He
mine.
probably did that. It was sympathy.
Sympathy. He didn't want the George Niang highlight video?
No, he didn't want that hanging
case,
over his
the
head.
listeners are going to be hating
for all
on
his
him.
life. So
Hey, I did want to ask you guys, moving on, Kevin Garnett, his career at Minnesota was great, but he just could never get to that big game. And then finally he goes to Boston, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Rajon Rondo, who became something while in Boston. You want to talk about defensive captains, Ben Wallace, Kevin Garnett. Rudy Gobert will probably get there too. But what Kevin Garnett did in his career, especially in Boston, it was something.
Well, I want to go back to a bigger question. Look at the two of those three guys that we mentioned off the top of our heads, which is Bryant, Garnett, and Tim Duncan. Two of the three came right out of high school.
Yeah.
Is that a reflection of what should we do with basketball now? Should we require it? How do you feel about the G League or whatever it's called? These were two incredibly special players. And clearly, whether they had gone to college for a year or 4 years, whatever, they would have been Hall of Famers regardless. They just had that talent. But Eric, do you think they ought to change the rule again and just say, you know what, high schoolers, if you're willing to take that chance, come on board?
Well, I think that there were a lot of people who wanted to follow in Kobe Bryant's footsteps and Kevin Garnett's footsteps, but were not really ready to follow in their footsteps. And then the NBA realized this and said, hey, we're getting a lot of players coming, and we're realizing you're not as ready for the NBA as you think you are.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to put in this, this barrier to help you kind of realize what you really are before you think you're NBA ready.
I think all you got to do is look at the transfer portal right now. How many of those kids that, went big time D1 schools, Power 5, and all of a sudden realize, oof, there's some good ball players out here. I'm not quite ready
Yeah,
for
I'm no
this.
longer the number one go-to guy on this team. And then they go to the transfer portal and maybe, quote-unquote, take a step down and find it to be a little bit different. Yeah, that's true. Kevin Garnett, the biggest thing about Kevin Garnett that people hated the most, guys like Matt Harpring hated it. He's been voiced about that. Tim Duncan definitely hated it. Is that Kevin Garnett would trash talk you to death.
Yeah.
I mean, he called Charlie Villanueva, who suffers from alopecia, a honey nut Cheerio. And, like, Villanueva lost it. Like, it was the only time Villanueva, I think, was ejected in a game was when he was called a honey nut Cheerio from Garnett. That's all it took. I mean, Garnett found a way to just get in your head and stay in your head. I mean, like, with the likes of, like, Dennis Rodman, he was incredible at that.
But isn't that, again, what takes him to that whole nother level?
Absolutely.
You look at guys like him, Rodman, like you said. I mean, look at Larry Bird, Michael Jordan. Some of the things that they talk trash about were just. I would have loved to have been on the court. Just I would have stood in the corner. I wouldn't. Don't pass me the ball.
Yeah.
I just want to hear.
Yeah, I just want to
hear the
Garnett
smack
talk.
you guys are throwing at each other.
Would Garnett be a Hall of Famer if he didn't go to Boston and win a ring with the Celtics?
He'd be a Hall of Famer, not a first ballot.
Probably not. Yeah, I agree because he couldn't get Minnesota to the next level.
No.
And
he had some talent on that team
Yeah.
too. Sam Cassell, Charles Sprewell.
E.T.
Who's that?
Sam Cassell.
E.T. No way.
Dude, you're slow.
No way.
You're just old age is.
What am I missing?
He does look like an alien.
No, he doesn't. Sam Cassell does. Okay, it looks like the alien on Men in Black. The guy who gets picked on in the stores.
Ugliest player in the NBA.
What? No way.
Flat out.
No way.
Flat out.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude, don't you know what he looks like?
Ilyas Silva is pretty ugly. And George Niane is just as ugly.
Don't bag on your Italian stallion.
Come on.
The Italian medallion, man.
Buckets.
Hey,
He's buckets.
0549 just texted into the show. Love hearing John Russell on the radio. Glad he's doing good. Glad to have
Thank you. Thank
He
you.
really is glad.
Yeah, so a little story, a little background on me. When if you remember way back when, many of our listeners probably aren't old enough, but there were 4 teams that came into the NBA at the same time. There was Miami, Memphis, Minnesota, and Vancouver. And I decided, I was a young pup, and I was like, I'm going to pick one of these teams, and I'm going to be with them from the beginning. And I can, when they win it all, I'm going to say, I was there from the beginning. Guess what team I picked?
Jazz.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
No one picks the Jazz. I forgot. No one ever picks the Jazz.
Dude, you're such a hater. I don't get it.
No, that's what Ron James said. I'm just following his role.
So yeah, I picked Minnesota, and you're right. There were some good teams. They had some players,
Some talent, man.
but to me, that's a sign of greatness. The guy that can take a team that may not be good, and as much as I'm not a fan, you look at what LeBron did, and you can say all you want about weak Eastern Conference, this and that. He still took some pretty weak Cleveland teams.
Oh my God!
And did amazing things, and that's what Kobe could do. He'd say, "Okay, guys, jump on my shoulders. Let's roll. We're going to go for it."
He took
and
a
Garnett
team,
couldn't.
You know what? That's a great point you bring out. That's the one black mark on Garnett is that no matter how good he was, he couldn't make the team better to get him to an elite level, to an NBA Finals level until he went to Boston. Paul Pierce, Ray Allen were considered one of the greatest shooters.
Right, and this was really before those 3 were really the beginning of the power teams.
Yep.
So he didn't even have to deal with that. He didn't have to deal with Brooklyn buying a championship.
Yep.
We'll see if that happens. But yeah, no, does he go into the Hall of Fame? Yeah, absolutely.
Is he a first ballot without it? No
probably
way.
not.
9995 Popeye Jones. It's in reference to ugliest NBA players.
Popeye Jones.
Yeah, but when you say Popeyes, my mouth starts watering, and I think
Are you
of a chicken
serious? Like
sandwich.
Popeye chicken? Are you serious?
Oh, dude, that chicken sandwich is.
Oh man, that was gross.
5338 says, "What, a spot for Havlicek? Havlicek?
Havlicek?
That was great.
He get on a bus. He drive to Boston. Get in New York or go play in the game.
Havlicek's not taking games
He's
off.
just putting his shoes on. Havlicek. Dude, we got to play that again.
How much is it going to cost me for you to play that again?
That's such a good.
That's
that might
such
be
a great.
that might be some audio. Duncan spent 19 years with the Spurs, won 5 championships, appeared in 6 titles, alongside the help of one of the greatest coaches ever, Greg Popovich, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, who will also be in the Hall of Fame at some point very shortly. Tim Duncan, is he the greatest power forward ever? Yes or no?
I have to probably say yes, just because I give him the edge over Karl Malone, even though Malone has more points and played that position at its truest sense. But I have to give the edge to Tim Duncan because he won championships.
About Kevin McHale. How many rings did he win?
That's
That was a solid team. You had Parrish,
don't
McHale,
give
Bird,
me Kevin McHale when
DJ.
you have Larry Bird on that team. When you have Dennis Johnson on that team, Robert Parrish.
Well, so
way.
how do you? Then
No
it's
way.
the same thing with Ginobili and with Parker. I mean,
Ginobili is not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
No.
Larry Bird is, and Larry Bird's considered one of the greatest shooters ever too. One of the greatest players ever.
Oh yeah.
Ginobili's not. Neither is Parker by far away. No way. I mean, Parker, and the crazy thing is, Duncan, he had David Robinson by his side for a while. That really helped out a lot. And then, they go from Avery Johnson. By the way, Avery Johnson is a very underrated great point guard back in the day. I don't know if you guys would agree with me on this, but he was able to get that Spurs into a very just methodical offense that wore you out, tired you, and you were just done with it. I mean, Avery Johnson was a great point guard, and then to go from him to Tony Parker, not a bad transition. So, we talked about Kevin Garnett getting a lot of help. I think Tim Duncan got a lot of help too.
Well, you got more than Garnett for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely.
I would definitely agree with that. So he'll join with the Spurs. In fact, David Robinson's going to be the one that will acknowledge him in. Michael Jordan, I believe, is doing so for Kobe Bryant, but his wife Vanessa, Kobe Bryant's wife Vanessa, will also speak. And then I'm not sure who's inducted.
Who's doing it for Kevin Garnett?
Yeah.
Probably Ray Allen. Just kidding. Just kidding. That's probably too soon still for them. But again, let me ask you, John, who's the greater class? Michael Jordan, John Stockton, David Robinson, or Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett?
Ooh, that's a great question. And I think, you have to look at them individually. I think Jordan is probably better than Kobe.
Yes.
In the big picture.
Yeah.
Then Garnett and Robinson.
Probably
I'm going with Garnett.
Really?
This is an overall talent, the ability to do things.
Okay, I can
and the
see
factor he was on a game.
I could see that.
And then you've got
because I guess Duncan never won a title until Duncan, Robinson never won a title until Duncan got there.
Exactly.
Robinson, I guess, was never in a finals until Duncan got there.
Right. And then you have Duncan, and who was the third? Stockton.
Duncan, Stockton. And I'm taking Duncan all day.
You're it's
kidding
a Jazz
me.
thing.
Someone won 5 championships. The other one went to 2 NBA finals.
Yeah.
And it's going to be going down as the best point guard ever to play the game.
Stockton?
Yeah.
Over Magic?
Yeah, over Magic, over Steph Curry. I'm sorry, but I'm not.
I don't think you can count. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
does he have a record in steals and assists? Sure, but he also played with one of the greatest power forwards and second leading scorer in NBA history.
Yeah, but look who Magic played with. I'm still going with Magic just because of what he did for the game. I mean, before Magic, you never had a 6'8" point guard, a guy that could dominate in all aspects of the game. I mean, you forget, and again, you're just a young pup over here. You probably don't remember this, but when Kareem went down in that game in the finals where Magic came in and threw the little baby hook up for the win, dude, he took it to a new game. And I think that's the other thing is what do you do? Michael Jordan, not only all the championships he won, all he did, but he transformed the game.
Yeah.
It was a different game when he was at his prime. Guys like Wilt, Oscar Robertson, who is the most underrated player ever.
You are such a fan of Oscar, and I want to know why.
He did things that no one ever did. And if he played today, the way they dish outs. Now, all respect to Russell Westbrook. The guy's a jerk. We're on air, so I'm going to keep it clean, but he's kind of a jerk. But, all respect to him. If Oscar Robertson were playing the game today, with some of the assists that I've seen Westbrook be given, I saw one where they showed him, and it was the night he broke the record.
Yeah.
He dished it off. I don't remember who it was, but the guy dribbled like 4 or 5 times to get to a shooting. So that's not an assist. We don't play hockey. Come on, this is America.
They probably counted the same in Oscar's day.
No, they didn't. No, back in his day, it was a dish. You had to shoot right there or lay it up. Then you got the assist. They're a little more, and it's a different game.
By the way, Isaiah Thomas will present Kevin Garnett.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Really?
Interesting selection.
That is an interesting selection. Like John Stockton had Isaiah Thomas as well. That was more because they had known each other for so long and had battled each other. Kevin Garnett could have had Paul Pierce. Trell Sprewell. I mean,
I heard you turned him down.
Oh yeah, what was I going to tell about Garnett? I mean, come on now. Hey man, you're rolling Uncut's gems.
The home
was
for
great
Aggie
on
Sports. Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM, and online at 1069thefan.com. The Fan.